All right, well, I'm really excited for today. And we have some sick guests for this one, but we're doing an event breakdown for UNF25. 8 title fights, 18 fights. I can't wait to get in the card. But guys, what do you guys think about this card?
Let me start with the introductions on my side.
Go ahead.
Jason the Hawk Jones, who was supposed to be on the card, but is now going to do the breakdown with us, Ryan. Who you got over there?
Well, I got Pargev Khachatrian. I think he has the most belts in UNF.
Champ.
He just told us before we started filming that he might need to get a new house because the belt collection is just going crazy. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, very nice.
Stepping down from fighting. I'm a sports analyst now, so this is my new career.
I feel good.
Jason says he's a sports analyst, and a part of today's show is you guys are going to be picking fights, see who gets them right, who gets them wrong. You think you're going to beat Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
No doubt, Pargev. No,
This
you
is
got
for
this?
$300.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Ryan. So UNF is putting up $300 cash. We're not betting, though. We're not gambling, right? This doesn't violate any laws, does it?
I don't think so.
Secretly, somebody will get an envelope with $300 cash. Whoever gets the most picks right, either you, Pargev, or you, Jason.
It's good money, bro.
Yeah, it is good money. You know, I've been looking into some things I might buy with it.
What would you buy with it?
I could get like 12 Swiffer wet jets. I could get 40 blank t-shirts. I could get 2 pairs of good jeans. That's kind of what I've been thinking. It's kind of in my Amazon cart right now.
Yeah. I know what Pargev would get. If you get the $300, what are you going to do with that?
I need just money. After this is my problem.
Well, listen, I'm really stoked. Thanks to you guys for joining us. But, breaking down this card that we have coming up on May 31st, I think it's going to be an absolute killer card, one of the biggest cards in Cali history.
No, I think so too. I mean, listen, we got 8 title bouts. George Vazquez, the GOAT, did his thing with all the pro bouts on the card. Yeah. It's honestly stacked from top to bottom, the whole fight card. Yeah. Should we get into it? Because I think there's one fight we just freaking start with.
What do you think, Pargev? Should we get started?
Maybe main event, Albert Morales, Johnny Robles. This amazing fight. Albert, former UFC fighter, yes? Yeah.
Albert is, yeah.
Yeah, and Johnny last time win Albert friends, Romero, and my friends too. Yeah, this amazing fight. Like both guys have a striking and a wrestling too. I can't wait this fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think both guys are top of the food chain, top level that are outside the UFC right now. Yeah. Like you brought up, I mean, both guys fought each other's teammates at the last show and got the W. Now they're both kind of trying to get avenged, those losses for the teammates. Both belts are on the line, the bantamweight belt and the featherweight belt, so stakes are high. Jason, what do you think about that matchup?
Well, if we look at the story here, Albert Morales, his main training partner, almost like a little brother to him.
Yes.
Anthony Romero, great fighter.
Yep.
He was looking to knock on that door. Johnny Robles came in with some other plans, and they had a great fight, great battle. And then Johnny Robles came out on top of that one. And, if somebody's picking on your homie at school, maybe not picking. I don't want to say that. He's not picking on your homie, but, say you just got to get that one back.
Let me ask you something. Did you see that coming? Did you see Robles beating Romero at the last event?
I think he's underrated. I think his record is actually really good. Obviously, he's been knocked out like maybe 2 times. And you could look at that and be like, hey, that's like, look at this. And Romero's coming in there with only 1 loss, and it was his first pro fight. And I think he had all the hype going into it. But I think Johnny Robles comes from a game gym. He obviously is very skilled, trains hard. The issue that I thought he was going to have was his size, because he's kind of small. Like, he's smaller than I thought he was.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was maybe going to get overpowered or overwhelmed, especially with, pace. Because Anthony Romero will just sit in your face. But, no, he came out on top, and it was a crazy fight, especially with the first round. And then, I mean, because he dropped Anthony Romero in the first round, but Anthony Romero came back and fought hard. Yeah. So it wasn't like some... steamrolling. It was a competitive, tough fight. But
yeah, who do you see winning that fight, Pargev? Do you see Albert Morales or do you see Johnny Robles?
Maybe Albert Morales win this fight in decision. But you remember before Romero fight, Johnny fighting in Cage Warriors, and he's knockout maybe 20-25 seconds. And before this, he's fighting in Volodya Frangulian in Up Next show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember this fight. And Volodya win him. And after this fight, his level is built up.
Yeah.
Like 2 guys is both in UFC level fighters.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
No,
I really think so. We keep talking about it, but I think both of those guys, Johnny Robles and Albert Morales, are both knocking on the door to the big show. If you ask me.
If you ask me, they should have already been there. I think as far as the regional scene goes, you can't do much more, especially than what Albert Morales has done his last 5 fights.
Yeah.
I mean, he has wins over guys like Jesse Strader, Cisco Rivera, Chase Gibson. Like, who else are you supposed to beat until you get that call?
Yeah.
But I think a win now would definitely get him there. Jason, who do you have in that fight?
I'd say Albert Morales. This fight's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
3 rounds. I'd say Albert Morales by decision. 29-28 wins round 1 and 3.
Wow. Specific.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, Pargev, we're talking about these guys, the road to the big show, right? Should be getting that call. You're going to be making your pro debut very shortly with Up Next, right?
Yeah.
What are some of your goals? What are you looking to do?
I need like now 4 or 5 win streak in after I call in UFC maybe or something managers.
Yeah, I think we sat down with George and we did a podcast episode. We kind of talked about the people, the rising stars that are now going pro, who we think has a chance to make to UFC. And I think you were like the number 1 pick, by the way.
Yeah, number 1.
Yeah. Don't let it go to your head. But yeah.
I like number 1.
We know you like number 1.
What do you think, Jason? You've seen Pargev in that cage. You think, and he's fought one of your teammates, which I think was one of his best fights ever. The only loss on your record.
First rematch in Up Next.
The only loss on Israel's record too. So,
Oh, yeah.
That was back-to-back battles, tough fights. And
Yeah.
you came out on top in the second one, and then after that, you've just been dominating. Yeah. So it's like there's no one left for you to fight in the amateur. So it's like the only step now is you have to go pro.
You're either not going to fight anymore or you're going to go pro.
You see first fight with Salazar? How your like decision, Salazar? Or me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for my boy. I'm gonna say my boy win.
That's a tough question, Pargev.
Okay, yeah, it's tough question.
Happy we brought Pargev. That's
This
a
is
tough
very tough
question.
question, brother. But any people tell me you win this fight, and before fight, after fight, any people tell me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it could have went either way. Like you look great in that fight, but I do think Israel Salazar is probably your toughest test. Also,
Yeah, I know. But
great tough
you
fighter.
remember after fight?
You were mad. I remember.
You come in my side. Oh, congratulations! And after, Salazar.
In real time, I did think you won, but what are you
Listen,
gonna do?
I don't think
he's not understand too.
Listen, Israel's a great dude. And
but
I
Israel
think,
is good fighter.
yeah,
And he's on the tear
Just
right
respect,
now, too.
brother.
Yeah.
This
Well, I think
just
you have a
funny
lot of-
time. Just respect. This is.
Yeah. I think being on the other end of questionable decisions is not fun, right, Jason?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Bring up bad memories right now?
no bad memories. I'm fine.
You're good.
Fine with all my fights, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
Man, those decisions happen. You just gotta keep rolling.
Listen, that's why I always say don't leave it in the hands of the judges. I know it's easier said than done, but it's just really tough when you have to leave it in the hands
In
of the
2
judges.
minutes, 2-minute rounds it's like one thing happens and then the round's gone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I remember I was sitting cage side for Pargev, your fight with Israel, and Chad George was sitting there with me, and he was just commenting about he couldn't believe that was an amateur fight, just the high-level grappling that was going on between you two, which is just super exciting to have that in the Up
It's
Next
crazy because it
cage.
was both like their second or third AMI fight.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Crazy.
My second, yes, in first in Up Next.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it was really crazy.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to another bout. I think the fight I'm most excited about on the card, Byron Valle versus Arshak Dadourian. I truly think two of the top guys in the state. Both are neither one are, I say, specialists at anything. They're both so well rounded. So you don't know how the fights could go anywhere it does go. But I'm extremely excited about that one. I know Byron Valle always comes out. He's a dog. He's gonna push the pace. And same thing with Arshak. Jason, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think the thing about this fight is Arshak is definitely a dominant wrestler. He's going to take you down. He's going to be heavy on top. And he is competent in the striking. And then with Byron, if you watch the Rod Malik fight, a lot of his work is him throwing sub attempts off from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a grappling battle, but it's going to be a wrestler versus
Jiu-jitsu.
a submission specialist, somebody who's going to be going for the unique subs, throwing up just random subs from angles that you don't expect. So as long as he can divert those, then Arshak can win. And then if Byron can catch him or catch sweeps or basically exhaust him by constantly moving and constantly going for things, then he can come out on top in that fight. But that's a really close fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really close too. Pargev, what are your thoughts on that?
Arshak, this my brother, my Armenian brother, and he's win this fight. He's have a not just wrestling, he's have a good striking. Yes,
Sure, yeah.
He's have a good kicks, low kicks, like. And Byron, you remember last podcast? You say me, okay, let's go together. 25-35 title.
Byron was down. Byron was down. But yeah, no, we just couldn't line things up. But Byron,
The matchmaker
not
could.
just Pargev, yes, okay. Not just Pargev.
No, listen, the matchmaker couldn't happen. Ryan couldn't do it. No, but I think Byron was willing to fight you at 35 for the double champ. I think he was. Byron's a pretty game guy, but Pargev, what are Arshak's keys to victory? What does Arshak need to do to win?
Setup. Like he start in striking, he's have a good kick, good hands, and after this one, and he's have a good wrestling too.
Yeah.
He's high school wrestling, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did high school wrestling. I know he's a wrestling coach at highest end too.
I work with him. He's good guy. He's have a like physical, he's have a technique, he's have a wrestling. I think Arshak.
Okay, Ryan. Byron Valle's keys to victory. What does Byron need to do to keep that strap?
You know, I think the more he keeps on the feet, probably in his favor. But again, Arshak's no slouch on the feet whatsoever. I think Arshak can keep a good pace, but I think Byron's such a dog. So if he could outdog Arshak, I think that's really his key. I think Jason brought up some good points too. When the grappling does happen, his defense is going to be his offense off his back when he's throwing up those submissions to make scrambles and get out and do all that stuff. So I don't know. Every time I replay this fight in my head, I see it being so close. Like, it's going to be a game of inches with this fight for sure.
So, Jason, what do you think? Pargev's keys to victory, Ryan's keys to victory. Do you agree with both of these guys? You bringing something different to the table or what?
I definitely agree. I think I honestly do think it'll come down to the third round though, and you know that third round's like make or break. You're getting off that stool. It's like, all right, who's gonna push? And I know that they're both gonna push in that third round and hard, and you know see who ran on Sundays.
Who do you think's winning? Stakes are high. That $300 is on the line, bro.
If we pick
two pairs of nice
matters.
if we pick all the same guys, we'd have to split $150.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's a really close fight. So I'm gonna go with Byron.
All right. And
I think Byron have one problem. Yeah, he's he's amateur fighter, you know, and he win fight with
Rod Malik,
yes,
he was.
Yes, and after 1 year he don't defend his title.
Yeah.
Why?
wow.
I could tell you why. He's been injured.
You know, this is not professional fight. This is amateur fight. You need experience. You need defense your title. Yes, and after defense 2-3 times, and after you go pro. But you break 1 year. This is too much.
So do you feel like his lack of activity is going to hurt him?
Yes, of course. You any amateur fighter, he's not active. That's it. Like more fight. I fight 1 year 4 times, and I cut 4 times 23 pounds.
No,
That's what I was going to... Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I'm the matchmaker, so I have some inside scoop on most of this stuff. I do think Byron, I do agree, though. You need to be active. Like that, it's great. As long as you don't have injuries and you can do it. Byron's been out with injuries, though. He usually always wants to fight, wants to stay in there. But I do think it can maybe play a part in the fight. That
I have too much injury too, but I stay trained.
I'm gonna give you Byron's number after this. You call him.
I fighting, bro. I have a 4 staff, and I fighting for title fight.
I know you're.
And I train one and a half
Pargev's him
for this.
Pargev is him.
Listen, Party, let's be honest, man. Don't let your head get big, but you are kind of special, bro. That's why I think that a lot of folks feel like you are getting to the big show. As long as you stay on track and you keep training and you keep doing what you're doing, I think the stars are aligning for you, to be honest. What do you think? Do you think Byron's inactivity is going to really hurt him, Jason? I mean, because you're an active fighter too.
Yeah. Well, obviously, after I got back, I took like 10 months off. But then after that, I fought back to back
10 months
within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So for me, I would rather stay active. If I like right now, it's been 3 months since my last fight, which feels weird because it doesn't feel like that long ago. Or maybe it's been 3 months. It's been some amount of time, maybe 10 weeks. But I already feel like, oh, fuck, like I need to fight again. So a year is a long time. And I feel like, you know, you start to doubt because like right after a fight, you're like, yeah. And you have that momentum. But as time goes, all that hype and buzz does die down because you're not living in that moment anymore. Yeah. So I think it does hurt especially when you're like keep building up for something and then you don't know how long they had to take off training, stuff like that. So I think it does play a negative.
Did Pargev change your mind? Are you now switching to Arsheg? Or you still think Byron's got this?
I'll keep mine for the sake of opposing picks.
Okay.
So you got Arsheg, you got Byron.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the best fight on the card, to be honest.
Are you going to make a prediction?
No.
No,
No.
either.
I'm predicting it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
As Danny Labasita would say, the fans win.
There you go. Yeah. We love Danny.
We do love Danny.
All right, what do we got next, Ryan?
This one's going to be an exciting one, too.
Okay.
Griffin Rodriguez defending his 145 title versus Jason Granado. Jason Granado's coming off. It didn't go his way, obviously, but a viral fight. He looked amazing until he didn't.
Yeah.
But looked freaking amazing. Griffin Rodriguez, technical, good striker, good on the feet. I think it's going to be a chess match on the feet with those two guys. I'm excited for that one. Pargev, you're familiar with both guys, Griffin and Jason?
Yeah, I know. Griffin is maybe he's trainer Beniel, yes?
Yeah. At King's MMA.
Granado, this kickboxer.
Yeah.
I remember. I think like two striker, like any time in history MMA, two strikers face to face. This is crazy fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy fight.
Yeah.
The only thing that bumps me out, Griffin's our champ, but he's not very active on social media. You don't see him posting a lot.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like almost, I don't want to say an unknown, but you don't really know what he's working on or what he's up to. He's an amazing striker.
For media, I have a private training. Just give me this.
Pargev, you should a course, bro. $59.99 a month.
Yeah.
I want 10% of that, though.
Yeah, but I think he's super high level, but I'll tell you, he's in for the toughest test ever, in my opinion. Jason Granado is no joke, man. Highly decorated Muay Thai striker. His performance against Attila, at our show in Woodland Hills was amazing. Completely dominating. In fact, that fight went viral. I think well over 3 million views, like 200,000 likes. I mean, it was just
like 100,000 shares, which is pretty crazy too.
Which was just crazy. And the thing is, I think Jason Granado is such a classy guy. We sat down with him and Cody Sessions on the podcast. Dude, 22 or 23 years old?
23 years old.
23 years old, super mature. And he really looked at his loss to Attila as just a lesson. Really took it really well. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that fight?
Well, Gator's my boy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it is my boy. And when the gator opens his jaws, people aren't always ready for such a relentless bite pressure.
Yeah.
Such a relentless force.
Yeah.
When the gator opens its mouth, it's always ready to strike. And when it strikes, you might go down. The thing about Jason Granado is he has that right hand that'll put you down. And he has like 10, when he was fighting Fighters Rep, had like 10 straight fights where he was fighting dudes like 2-3 fights in that had 15, 20, 30 fights.
Yeah.
And he just fought Muay Thai for a Muay Thai belt. And he fought this guy, Aaron Fawcett, who had 30 Muay Thai fights, and he knocked him out with a uppercut. So obviously there's a little bit of transitional things transitioning into MMA that you can't get away with in kickboxing. But I think like the main thing is that everything he knows he has to work on, he dedicates himself to working on. And every mistake that he made, it was talked about, and there was no like, whoa, I was doing good, and it was doing.
Yeah,
good.
no excuses.
I was doing this right. It's more like, all right, this is what I messed up on. This is what I could fix.
Well, I think one thing that was interesting too when we had Cody and Jason on, Ryan, where Cody says, everybody thinks at his gym they're just strikers, but they're working on everything.
No, they're for sure working on everything. I mean, they're competent and everything, but there's no denying Jason Granado with the striking is just something to be aware of. So I'm sure they're working on the grappling, but if I'm Griffin Rodriguez, I would try to take him down regardless of what he's working on, because you've seen him strike. But you know what, Griffin Rodriguez, I mean, he's very good too. Like, he's had a fight against your teammate Isaac Enriquez, who I think the world of, who's amazing, and looked really good against Isaac.
Well, you remember when they used to, at the beginning of your career, Pargev, they said Pargev was just a wrestler. I remember? And then you came back and you started just like finishing people.
Yeah.
Are you just a wrestler, Pargev?
No, I'm not just a wrestler. I'm wrestler, I'm a kickboxer, I'm Muay Thai fighter, I'm grappler, everything. Boxing.
Social media manager.
Social media. Oh.
Yeah.
Future in the game.
I think you got some of the best walkouts in UNF history also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, you're good like that.
This not count.
So what do you think?
I think like Jason work now in your cap, he's working wrestling, yes, but he's have a kickboxing like belt, yeah?
Yeah,
Kickboxing?
Yeah, he has several belts.
He's have a belt, but kickboxing, this is not MMA. Yes?
Yep.
And I have a good experience in wrestling, but after I start my career in MMA, but this is not same. You know, in kickboxing, in MMA, this different.
100%.
Different sport, yeah. I think maybe Griffin, but his trainer Dariush, and his work in ground, his work in for wrestling too. I think Griffin win this fight.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, though, so you're calling Griffin, but a lot of people think Cody says Jim, like I said, just strikers. But they just had George, one of his teammates, come out and submit Danny Labastida in, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, man. They may have the secret sauce over there.
You know, Jason work with his grappling defense, but you need more times. You know, 2 months, this is not too much time, you know? Okay, like basic moments, but after... You need more experience.
Okay, so you're going Griffin.
Yes, Griffin.
I think me being inside, or being around Jason.
Yeah, you got the inside scoop here,
so
don't you?
I know what he's working on, and he's definitely he's been grinding ever the past year, really mainly on his grappling. You know, because his striking was already at a level to where he can maintain it and keep it. But you know, he works a lot at Millennia too, and Millennia is heavy on the grappling focus, and he trains a lot. Usually twice a day. He's driving around to train with higher level training partners. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with my boy. I have to.
All right, Ryan, what are the keys to victory for Jason Granado? What does Jason need to do to win?
I think it's bread and butter. I mean, keep it on the feet. And that's still no easy task with Griffin Rodriguez, but I do think that's his best path to victory. I think he needs to try to land that clean shot, that kill shot, and that's his best path. And I think Griffin has to control the pace in there and mix up striking with the grappling. I think that's his best path. But again, I think that fight's so highly competitive. I could see that one going either way.
Yeah, me too. All right, so Pargev, you're going with Griffin, and you're going with your boy, the Gator, Jason Granado.
Animals got to stick together. So.
I like it. We're breaking up here along party lines here, Ryan.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, listen, someone's going to win the $300. You guys are not agreeing on picks anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, the only bummer was you were supposed to be on this card.
Yeah, that is true.
Wait, why aren't you on the card anymore? I'm just curious. Actually, I think I know, but why aren't you on the card?
So,
well, you should know.
Usually when I have a person that I'm going to fight, I like to befriend them before the fight. Just like to get to know them, let them know there's no hard feelings. So me and Axl, we went to Sky Zone, the trampoline park, together because we were going to fight each other, and I wanted to bond. I wanted to hang out. And I was like, dude, do a flip. Do a flip, bro.
A front flip or a back flip?
Back. The back. And he told me, gymnast when he was younger, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't believe it. Didn't even flip. Landed, buckled his knees, snapped his back right in half. I had to go to the doctor. I had to wheel him out in a wheelchair, slid him into the back of my car, drove him down. 8-hour surgery. But he's back training already 3 weeks later, believe it or not. But yeah.
Pargev, do you believe that story?
Well, on that note, Axl just, he had an injury, so he had to pull out. But Jason was supposed to be on this card. But good news is you and Axl are going to be running it July 12th. Cool. And I was thinking we'd try to FaceTime Axl right now, see if he answers.
Do
see if we get you guys. Yeah, fuck it,
see if he picks up.
All right.
So what do you think? July 12th, does that bum you out that you're going to have to wait another couple months?
I was ready. I was getting prepped and ready, and I was putting time into fighting on the 31st. So it definitely was a bummer. But now I'm like, all right, well, what are you going to do? Just as long as it happens this time, then I'll be good.
Yeah. You don't think he's going to pull out again, huh? You worried about that?
I hope not.
But your mean game, do you follow? Do you follow him? Yeah, on Instagram. Do you follow Jason?
I don't remember, brother.
Oh, if you don't follow Jason, he's been putting up memes of Axl on Instagram.
Yo. Hey, so we're filming a podcast right now, and Jason's here. I want to see if you guys want to have a couple words for each other for your fight in July, if you're down.
What's up, dude? You're talking a lot of shit, bro.
I just want to make you don't have herpes.
Of course not.
Okay. All right, we're good.
My back. Brother,
we're good.
You did well in your last fight, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The reality is, bro, you've been put away in half your fights, and you've been talking a mess.
Half?
You're a good fighter. Like, you're a good fighter.
What's half of 4? 2? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
2 out of 4, bro, and I've never been put away. And I've my losses are split decisions. Like, bro, you're a good fighter. I'm willing to fight you because you know you come to fight and you train hard. But it's cool, man. It's cool. I mean, I don't have much to say, but
Yeah, that's all good.
I have a question for you guys. Axl, how do you get the job done when you guys fight July 12th? Like, how do you see the fight going?
However I want. I can submit this guy. I can outbox him. I think this guy needs to catch me with a bomb to put me away. That's the reality of it. Because, like, I just don't see that this guy's not going to out-grapple me. And if we're boxing at range, I mean, good luck, man. Like, I don't know. Good luck. I think that I train with guys that are... Man, I train with guys that have been knocking guys out since they've been fighting, since their first fight. I train with 170ers, 185ers that are knocking guys out. So it's like, power to me doesn't really, it's not concerning. It doesn't scare me. I fought Jonathan Winland on my debut, and that guy walks around at 200 pounds, you know? So.
Well, I'm 200 right now, so.
Jason, how do you get the job done?
How do you get the job done, Jason?
200 pounds.
I get the job done by trying really hard. By doing my best, just, you know, putting it all out there with Axl.
Yeah, this is a good fight. This is a good fight. I think this guy's, you know, he's earned this fight now. You know, like Ryan, when you tried making this fight between us when he was 0-3, like I'll fight anyone. I literally will fight anyone. I just didn't want to fight you because of the fact that you hadn't done anything yet.
What if I told you I was losing on purpose?
Man, you're funny. You want to funny guy.
All right.
All right, brother. We appreciate you. Just wanted you guys to chat real quick. I'll talk to you soon, my man.
One of my best friends.
Listen, I do have to tell you, I mean, it's going to be settled in the ring or in the cage July 12th, but you definitely are winning the social media war. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're doing well there. Ryan, what's the next fight you want to go through, bro?
You choose one. I just got to make sure this recording's safe.
All right. Let's see. What's next? Ooh. Fedia versus Isaac Vazquez. Start with you, Pargev.
Fedia, my champ, my brother.
Listen, are you just going to pick the Armenians every single time? I just want to make sure. Yeah?
He's my brother.
Look, he just gave me. Hey.
Okay, Isaac, 19 years old, undefeated. Manager said he's put 3 people to sleep in training camp.
Yes.
But why? You not need sleep your training partner.
Oh, yeah.
You need learn. You need like light work with him.
Maybe he just has the magic touch, bro. He lands something, people go to sleep.
Okay, I sleep anytime 10 people in my gym, bro. But this is not seriously. This is not professional. Yes?
You can't talk to him.
You matchmaker, brother. Yeah?
I am matchmaker, yeah.
You see, training camp anytime. You see, like
well, his manager did send me a video of him actually putting someone to sleep.
I know, but this
no, it's not right. I agree.
Well,
it's not
I
right.
think part of that too is this. Like, I think everybody is counting Isaac Vazquez out because he's so young. He doesn't have a quote unquote on paper a lot of experience.
Same years. No?
Yeah, but no. I mean, he's 19 years old.
Yeah,
he's 19.
Fedia.
Yeah, but Fedia has a lot more fights. I think this will only be Isaac's third MMA bout, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Maybe Fedia finish this fight in submission.
Okay. So you're calling Fedia by submission.
Easy money.
Easy money?
Easy money.
Okay. He's calling Fedia easy money. What about you, Jason?
I'm going to have to go with Fedia too.
Is it because you're channeling your inner Armenian right now, or why?
Can you hit the dance sometime through the podcast too, if you don't mind?
Maybe.
People in a fight, not in training camp, bro. This is...
No, I hear you, man.
I am strong like more people in my gym, yeah? I work with him, but I don't finish him.
Because you know? No, I get
this is not seriously. I am strong, yes, for this guy. And more people strong me.
Sure. No, you're the strongest.
Oh, maybe.
No, I get what you're saying. So that just got relayed to me. Pretty much the manager was trying to tell me he's on fire.
Yeah.
Not that he should be doing that, but he is. And, he's just saying, like, I'm just going to shock everyone and shock the world. So I thought I would let you guys in on that info.
Yeah, his manager tell, like, my fighter is fire. Okay,
yeah, for sure.
I am on Jason fire too, but I don't sleep my training partner in my camp, you know?
Wait, is he your manager now? Is that what you just said?
We've been working on it. We've been working the deal. Yeah, I don't know if it's like I don't like to share training stories either. So it's like if like that was happening where I was like choking people to sleep in my training camp, I probably
don't talk about it.
I wouldn't put that out there. I think just a respect thing.
Listen, I think the only reason it's getting put out there is because all the chatter on social media is all behind Fedia, right? And everybody's basically saying Isaac doesn't have a chance. What do you think, Ryan? Why did you make Fedia versus Isaac? What do you see special about this fight as a matchmaker?
Listen, I think on paper, Fed has more of the accolades. Fed has a record. Fed's fought the tougher guys. Fed's fought triple the amount of guys Isaac has. But I did see an Isaac, though, for his debut with UNF, fighting against someone like Gregor. Gregor beat some really good guys, loses some really good guys. He looked really good against Gregor. And he's a young kid. You could tell he has swag with the way he fights, has some good striking. And I think it's a good opportunity. I think he's going to be hungry for the opportunity. I think that's what makes the fight. Again, it's going to be a tough test for him.
But you also have to give a little credit to Isaac for stepping up, fighting someone like Gregor, and then willing to fight somebody like Fedia. You're not happy about this one?
Okay, I say you. Fedia champ in 2 organizations, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's have a brown belt in judo. He's have a purple belt in...
Congrats to Fedia, by the way. You got it yesterday or something.
Congrats, Fedia.
Of course. And he go compete in Naga or something, other big tournament in grappling. He's win black belt division. Easy for any people. He's have a high level of wrestling and grappling.
So knowing all that, and this is where I was going with that, but knowing all that, you got to give some props to Isaac for stepping up and fighting.
Maybe Isaac knows something we don't know.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that Isaac's going to win. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, for a young kid at 19 years old to be willing to get in the cage with someone like Fedia with that experience.
But Fedia have more experience, maybe 2 times more.
Yeah.
I think Fedia. I think Fedia. Isaac, he's not have a chance. I think he's not have a chance.
Okay, so you're going Fedia. You're going Fedia. Ryan.
No, I want to ask Jason. Okay. I knew what you're going to ask me, but Jason's a real analyst here. How does Isaac win that fight? If you see a path to victory for him, how's that look?
We already know you picked Fedia. If Isaac's going to win, how does he win?
He has good like loose. That's crazy.
Yeah, the bird just hit the window.
Bird just flew into the window. Since the hawk.
The hawk wants a podcast.
He does have good loose striking, and like he's kind of like he's almost a bit like got that JDM-ish where it's kind of like awkward, like poop, 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 and he's just kind of like flick, 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 and then he throws a lot of high kicks. The way I could see him, like if he were to win, was maybe catching a ghost kick off a shot, like the same way that David Rivera got Hamza Trod, like that.
Yeah, a shot similar to that. Yeah, I can see that too. So for Fed though, is it just to stick to the grappling in this fight to get the dub?
I mean, his striking is good.
Yeah, it is.
And then, but his top pressure seems to be a force to deal with, and his wrestling is.
Fed just needs to do what Fed does. Isaac needs to come out and surprise the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I think Isaac has nothing to lose with this fight either.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I think Isaac at 19-year-old stepping up and taking a fight like this, he's got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Pargev doesn't look happy with me for saying that. Like,
I think he Fedia easy money.
If there were betting lines for this fight, what do you think the line would be?
I don't say it to disrespect Isaac Vazquez, but obviously because of the experience.
Everything's stacked against him in a sense. The record,
it'd probably be like. He'd be like a negative 850, negative 900.
Negative 850, 900. Well, it's high odds. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It's just, enough. I mean, his last fight was for the title, and he dominated in the first round, so it's...
Yeah, Fed looked amazing in his last fight.
No,
he looked amazing.
Post-fight speech, too, you're just like... Somebody's coming in with that energy.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Fedia's. I've sat down with him, gotten to know him, his journey.
You're a big fan of Fedia?
Well, listen, I'm a big fan of Fedia and a lot of people because, again, Ryan, these guys have the courage, like Pargev and Jason, to get in the cage. Unlike you, who are the coward, you sit outside and watch from outside.
What? The coward word felt personal, but it's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's okay.
Pargev wants to say something to me.
No,
it's okay. Okay. So you got Fed, you got Fed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Okay. All right. Well, next fight, Jonathan Winland versus Gregor Balkian. Both guys know how to finish fights. I'm really excited for that one. I think it's definitely not going the distance. Pargev, you train with Jonathan.
Yes.
How's he looking? Is he looking ready?
He's look amazing. I think Jonathan win this fight KO. Maybe second round.
Has Gregor ever been finished?
By Christopher London.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. When he did the TKO.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does Jonathan need to do to win?
Jonathan, just one punch. He's winning any fight, just one punch.
That's really his game.
He's got a couple viral knockouts. You know what I mean? I remember that knockout.
Have too much power.
Well, that knockout he got of Khalil. You know, that thing went viral.
Yeah,
that was just so freaking clean.
I don't get how they got a broom in the cage so fast.
I saw that.
You remember last his knockout?
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, against Stephen the Bank.
Yeah.
Listen, be careful. You're talking about that. The Bank is really good friends with him.
I'm his manager.
Yeah, he's the Bank's manager. Look at me.
Remember, I'm Armenian.
No, I love it, but Jonathan does have that power, man. Like if you really think about it, like he's got that knockout power.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Jason?
Gregor definitely has some spinning velocity.
I remember, You win this fight, bro. Just one lucky punch.
You literally won. You won.
Just one lucky punch, brother.
Was that 3-minute rounds, that fight?
Yeah, it's twos.
You won 5 minutes and 30 seconds of that fight.
You did, bro.
The thing with Gregor is defensively sound, and he's good at like weathering the storm. And I think the way he's gonna look to win is like he's okay with maybe being down a round, maybe being down 2 rounds, and then going for it in the third.
Yeah.
And I think like he knows that he's the smaller guy going in there. He's going to be a lot smaller than Winland by maybe 10 or 15 pounds.
You got to give Gregor some credit, though. I mean, he's
Gregor's
finished.
down.
No,
Yeah,
like
Gregor fights
finished
whoever.
2 fights with spinning back fists. Yeah. That doesn't happen too
I was
often.
happy that I was like, dude,
Got it again?
after I got hit with it, I was like, just do it again so that way it's not like
You're just the one of one. Yeah, no,
that
I
way
get
I'm not
it.
just like living in infamy of one moment. But no, he came back and he did it again. But it was almost the same situation. He was losing the whole fight. And then he came out into the third and he's probably like, I did it once, I'll try it again. And then he threw it and that one landed on the top of the head, so it wobbled him. And then he uppercutted him. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Winland, though's got that one-punch power.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to me like Gregor takes some damage too, right? And so can you really go toe-to-toe with somebody like Jonathan like that?
Jonathan, he's have a normal like wrestling, normal defense, but more accent in his striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
defense, but he's need just one punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gregor has to stay away from that that clean kill shot, right? Like if he has his hands up, he can touch a little bit, but if Jonathan lands like a clean one on the jaw or one he doesn't really see coming, that could be a really big problem.
He's going to have to be super duper strategic and stay away from Jonathan
the whole time.
I think Jonathan overhand. This is most power overhand in UNF.
You think so?
I think.
You agree with that? You think
He's definitely up there.
Who else has 2 viral knockouts besides Jonathan?
I don't know. Two viral knockouts?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's...
Tilla has one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jonathan might actually have that claim right now.
They're both
Khalil
the same
Sanchez.
punch, too.
Yeah. Two knockout.
Yeah, if you sit in the pocket and try and trade with him, it's not going to... At his size, like, it only takes one. Once you get past 170 and you're fighting a guy who's walking in the cage at, like, 185, 190, that's when it's like, all right, well, this guy could probably put me away.
All right, who are you taking in that fight?
I like both of them. I'm cool with both of them. Me and Gregor are cool. I'm cool with Winland.
But you remember there's $300 on the line right now, bro. You got to put the friend stuff out the door. Who's winning the fight?
I'm going to have to go with Winland just based off the power. And I think the way that Gregor has to fight, I think Gregor's record is like spotty. But I think some of it comes down to like his confidence and him overthinking the fights. And I think Winland's just going to come in there and just like be like, all right, it's my time. Like he feels like it's his time. So he's going to come in there and try and take what's his.
Do you think the longer the fight goes, though, it plays better for Gregor?
I think Winland will come in shape. So as long as like he already knows that, all right, if it goes to the third round and he's be extra cautious, don't let your guard down.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to be up and then just let your guard down kind of, and then you're like, I got this, I got this. And then something happens. But if you already know that something can happen, then you're not going to let your guard slip, just as long as he stays focused the whole 9 minutes if it goes that far.
Pargev, how big is mindset, like your mind when you're in that cage? Because he talked about, Winland, it's his time. Winland does really feel like it's his time.
I think for me, I go fighting not for me. I go fighting for my all Armenian people and my family. I don't know, like more people going like I need money, I will work. No, I need like see my family. I need my family bring here in the USA, and for my people, for my Armenian people. That's it. For my mind, this. For any people go to just money. I need just money.
Yeah.
I fighting for just money. That this is not important in life, Money, you have today money, tomorrow you don't have money.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's something to be said when you're fighting for a bigger purpose. You know what I mean? Than just the dollars and the cents.
What's your purpose, Jason? What do you, when you walk in that cage, what are you fighting for?
I just want to talk to the schmo after usually.
Your last post-fight interview was sick.
Yeah, I think I just always wanted to do something where I'd like be in front of a lot of people, and I felt like it was like, I don't know, I like to fight, and I just like proving to myself like that I can do something that like nobody else would do. And for me, it's like, why should I sell my life short and live on what ifs? I know a lot of people who live on what ifs, and I don't want to live on what ifs. I just want to try it. Yeah. So for me, it's not living a life that I'm going to regret is the reason that I fight.
Love it.
I do love it. All right, let's get to the next fight, guys. Well, hold on. Sorry. You guys both are taking Winland to win that fight?
Yeah.
All right. Well, taking Winland.
Sorry.
Hey, let's pick a round. What round do you think Winland gets it done?
I think second. KO second round.
I'm picking second too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll say second.
All right.
Yeah, let's go Pargev on this one.
Yeah, second.
Okay.
Sure. All right. Well, next fight we had a little had to have a switch up in this fight. Rayshon Roland was supposed to fight Kester Abad for your title that you vacated because you are going pro now. Rising Stars flyweight title. Sucks Rayshon got injured, but now Jose Hernandez will be fighting Kester Abad for the flyweight title. I think that's gonna be another good fight. Jose Hernandez has some really good boxing. He's a dog. Kester Abad, tall, lanky flyweight with good ground game and good striking. Very unorthodox. I'm really excited for that fight. I actually think it's going to be a fun matchup. Yeah. Jason, what are your thoughts on that one?
Kester Abad is like my height and 125 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so, no, he's tall.
Yeah, it's crazy how lanky he is. I don't know how anybody could like be that way at 125 and be over. I think he's like over 6 feet, right? Probably.
Yeah, he's like 6'1", I think.
So he's about my height. What was his last fight? Was his last fight the one with the Somalian sniper, or was it the one against Donovan Monroe?
Donovan Monroe.
Yeah.
He got a quick triangle.
Triangle, but this 1 year ago.
Pargev, tell them to be more active,
that's
bro.
Because that was March 30th.
And after this win, you remember I tell Kester in text message, Instagram, I tell him I need opponent. I don't have opponent. Okay, let's go fighting in 25. He tell me, but not this time. Maybe next time. Okay, and 15 people canceled my fight. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, to Kester's credit, though, I mean, Pargev, you really dominated your division. I don't know that we've had such a dominant champion in Up Next history like you, right? You really, truly, on the Rising Stars level, you have cleaned out your division. I know Ryan was like, who else are we going to get to fight Pargev? Yeah. You know what I mean? I guess that's a good problem to have, but how do these guys, the future of the flyweight division, what advice do you guys, what advice do you have to these guys?
I think I go pro, and after me in flyweight division, now I respect all guy, but now flyweight division in Rising Stars did not too much interest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I go pro, and now flyweight division have a good guys, but I don't know. Like Kester, he's don't fighting 1 year. Hernandez is fighting, yeah, and he's active.
Yeah, he tried. Yeah.
Rayshon, I help Rayshon all camp, but this is hard way, you know. One injury and you stop your fighting, you stop your training and work too. I don't know. Maybe this is 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Jose have a more experience. Yeah, he's fighting active, and Kester he's tall and he's have a triangle armbar. He's have a good
Head
grappling.
kick.
Yeah, and head kick too. Yeah.
Yeah. His
Dude, that head kick.
I think this fight this is lucky head kick. I don't know. For
Lacking?
me. Yeah, lucky.
Really, I actually kind of like this fight.
This first fight, yes, his first fight, and I think this lucky.
Yeah. I mean, listen, to land something like that.
But this is beautiful.
But he did tell
Another viral moment and up next history.
Right after, and they said they were visualizing that when the guy was throwing, Dylan was throwing right low kicks. They said all training camp they went to counter it with the high kick. That's what they told me. Now for it to end like that, maybe a little lucky. I don't know, but they said they were working on it. But I have a question for you, since this is Rayshawn was supposed to fight Kester initially. It looks like Rayshawn will most likely end up finding the winner of this fight.
Yeah.
You think Rayshawn has a good shot at either one of these guys?
I think Rayshawn, win Kester. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Rayshawn's last performance, Rayshawn looked really good.
Yep. But now Hernandez have a big problem. Yeah.
What?
He need work. He just Kester body. He needs jumping.
How tall is Jose? He's what?
He's
5'8",
5'8".
5'6".
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is solid.
But Jose's got some. He's got some really good striking.
Listen, I mean, Kester's also fought some really good guys, but Jose has fought some
Fought the
really
toughest.
good guys. Kevin Lizardo, Drake Flores.
Yeah.
Who else did he fight?
Sammy Cesaro, is that his name?
Oh yeah, Sammy Caceres.
Yeah.
So some really tough guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I think.
You tell us, Pargev. Who do you
Yeah,
think?
I think Hernandez win this fight, but he's very active. For this, yes, he's very active. And Kester, he don't fight 1 year, and this, every time I go in UNF cage, and I feel like more people support, everything. I feel this one, and after 3-4 months, I don't fighting, and next time maybe this one's my first time.
Yeah.
This is not same. In 1 year break, this in amateur fight is too much. I think Hernandez win this fight, but he's need be careful for a triangle or something.
Yeah.
He's told. Maybe he need to more takedown. He's boxer, but he needs takedown.
Okay.
Told guy, he's a small guy. Boxing does not help you.
Yeah, I think definitely I agree with the inactivity, especially I always tell people, sometimes I talk to people that also fight, that are also amateur, and they're like, oh man, I can't fight right now. I got this going on. I'm like, dude, I always have stuff going on. I always have a crazy amount of stuff going on. More than I probably have time to do, but fighting has a window, and you need to fight as often as you can because that window's this small.
Yeah.
You can't fight when you're 50 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one thing that Pargev is really stressing is that activity really matters, right?
Yeah,
you got to be in there, and you don't want that cage rush.
Jason active too.
Jason stays active. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you got to train every day. You got to always be ready. You got to always be dialed in, and you got to make sure that you're ready anytime that call
Well,
comes.
that's one thing. Pargev's always been like that. You and your team are completely like that. You're always taking short notice fights.
Yeah.
OG Training Center doesn't ever say no.
Yeah.
No, you guys really don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, pretty much anytime it's all right, am I going to fight? And it's even if you don't know if you have a fight, well, there's a fight that day, so let's get ready for that day.
Yeah.
But we're always ready. Yeah, I'd say I'd take Jose mainly off of volume too. He's got that boxing, that Mexican boxing. He's going to go in, and if he can go in, work that body, get in that close range, and kind of beat that lankiness out, then I think he could get it done. But because when Kester fought that Somalian sniper guy, they didn't really do much. They just kind of
Bro, one of the most boring fights in
It was. It really was.
That was not good.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about hey, the winner of that is both gonna get a title shot. So after that, we're just I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan shut that down, unfortunately.
That fight was hyped up to be because they both were off viral knockouts, so it was hyped up to be oh, this is gonna be
It's gonna be another viral moment. Well, they're also huge flyweights. They're both 6 feet tall, lanky.
Yeah.
All that, but it didn't pan out to be.
Well, the Somali sniper is also hopefully going to make his pro debut with us. Also, he wanted to be on this card. We weren't able.
He's a very skilled striker as well. So I think Kester was kind of thrown off just by the feints, and I think the moment, not that it was too big for him, but he just knew he was going up against someone really tough, and sometimes you're just in your own head and you can't pull the trigger. But after that fight, we actually talked. He's like, said it wasn't going to happen again, so let's see if he comes out swinging in this one.
I work with last opponent Kester, Monroe. I think.
Donovan?
Oh, Donovan Monroe, yeah.
Yeah, I work with him in training and in sparring too. He's good striker.
Yeah.
But I tell anytime, you striker, but this is MMA. I work with him too. Yes, he's good striker. Before my one shot, he's good striker. And after I take him down,
it's over.
Yeah. I think in 6 minutes, maybe I finish 7-8 times.
Nice. Yeah. So what do you guys?
I respect all guy, but
I respect you, but I finished you 7 times in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I respect.
Go to Dagestan 2-3 years.
No, not Dagestan, Armenia.
Sorry.
Armenian.
What is wrong with you, Ryan? Russia, Armenia.
I respect all guy, but I tell him you need like work more in your uncomfortable position. You know, you good striker. Yes, you work anytime with striking. No. You good striker, okay, you need working, wrestling, yes, in grappling too. I'm good wrestler, yes. Now I work with my striking, I work in boxing, I work grappling too, yes. Wrestling and grappling, this is not same. Not same too, yeah. I don't know. I need like more position for uncomfortable.
No, I think what you're saying is 100% true, and that's what people need to be working on, right? If your grappling's already there, keep working on the grappling and the wrestling a little bit, but you got to put some more emphasis on the striking.
I come here maybe 3.5 years and I start training grappling first time. I have a 9 years wrestling experience. I come in a grappling gym. I work with any guys in grappling. I go like shoot or something and he choke me. I don't understand why. And after he tell me this is not wrestling, this is grappling. I think before this, grappling, wrestling, yes, same. For me, the same. And after I start training grappling, this is not same.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah,
mix martial arts. You need mix, not just one. You need
well
mix.
said, champ. That's why you have more belts than anybody else in UNF history.
Yeah. This is like you need, you work, like you fighting, you need professional for all position. You need professional eat, you need professional sleep, you need professional training, everything, you know?
Yeah, I think that's, sound advice, I think, because if you want to be successful in this game, you got to go all in for this game. It's not only the eating, it's the training, and it's also the mindset.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
More people in the amateur fighter, okay, you're amateur fighter, you're not professional fighter. You don't fighting 1 year, you train just one time in a week, yes, and after you go, oh, I am the champ, I am here. This not work.
How do you really feel, Pargev? I love it.
This is mentally.
Well, I think that's what I was going to say. I think you definitely have that champion's mindset.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's why you've been able to do so well. Yep. Yeah. What do you have to add to that, Jason?
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely but it's real. A lot of people, you notice, they want to be a fighter, or they say they want to be a fighter, but they don't want to put themselves in those positions. And if you want to get better and you want to say the confidence in fighting doesn't come from you doing good in training and you always looking good and doing what you're good at. It comes from pushing through the moments where you're dying in training and getting pushed to the point where you don't want to do it anymore, but keep going. And then being able to push through those moments and know, all right, I can handle anything that comes my way. That's where your confidence comes from. It doesn't come from looking flashy on the pads for 5 minutes and then resting.
Yeah, sure,
it comes from dying in the gym. That's where confidence comes from. You have to die in the gym if you really want to be a good fighter. You have to push yourself to limits where you know that you're beyond what you thought you were capable of. That's the only way that you could succeed. There's no other way.
No, it makes total sense.
Be comfortable.
No, I think that's great advice for all fighters. For sure. All right, next fight, guys.
Let's go.
First women's title fight in UNF history. Jada Wright versus Juanita Lopez. Oh, no, sorry. Juanita Perez. I'm very sorry. Sorry.
There we go.
But yeah, first fight title fight in women's history in UNF. Jada Wright's coming off a great performance at her last fight for Carla Lombardo. Had the arena going nuts. But Jada looked really good that fight. Her opponent, she's 1-1 as a rising star. She's game. She comes to fight. She's coming from, up north. I'm excited about that one. Jason,
The craziest thing about Jada Wright is I was in her locker room for her last fight. She had a hot dog before the fight.
Shut up. How
like a 7-Eleven hot dog, like maybe like 40 minutes, 30 minutes before.
Are you kidding?
I don't think she ate the whole thing. I think her coaches were like, dude, don't eat that. Don't eat that. But I remember looking over and I was like, dude, is that a 7-Eleven hot dog? I was like, first of all, who went to 7-Eleven? And I was like, second of all, like eating that right now is crazy. Like I can't eat like 2 hours before. Like I'm like, otherwise.
Good fight. I think next my fight before coming in Commerce Casino, I go in 7-Eleven.
You're going to go get a hot dog?
I'm going to go to Wiener
I mean,
Schnitz.
listen, she looked good. Maybe the hot dog before the fight is
Low carb loading. Low carb loading.
Carb, yeah.
But she went out there and scrapped. And, you know, like there really isn't a lot of women fighters. So it's like when you see a women's fight, like, you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because the only times you ever really see other women's fights is like the UFC and like maybe like, because you have 1-2 pro fights as a woman, as a pro, and it's like you're already on that radar.
Yeah.
Because there's really, the talent pool is a lot smaller. So it's like, but she went out there and scrapped and she was throwing like hard. Like she was throwing more like a guy than a girl because like you kind of expect like not to be any pop or anything. But yeah, as long as she can come out there and stay composed. I don't know anything about Juanita.
Well, she comes from Halo, right? Halo BJJ up in Fresno, right? Okay. Very tough gym. They're very well known for their upsets. You know what I mean? They're coming down.
No, they come to fight.
Yeah, they really do. Very tough gym. Well, I think the cool thing about Jada too, like when we interviewed her over at Hayastan, she talked about her dream was to fight on a card with Fedia and Arshak. Yeah. So this is actually a dream come true for her, and she's fighting for the belt.
She's a Hayastan MMA 2 fighter. Jada. Yeah. I see last she's fight. Jada is good fight, and I don't see like this debut for.
No, she debut in UNF. But she has a record of 1-1.
Before this, she's record
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
I think this fight, Jada win decision. Yeah. But Jada in Team Hayastan MMA, in Team Hayastan, he's work for wrestling too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in striking too. Yeah. He's kickboxing too, good level. But maybe Jada, yes, in decision.
So Jada. You're picking Jada by decision?
Yeah.
Where's the hawk going?
I'll pick Jada too. Just for the sake that I don't know the other person, but Jada has more fights. And her last fight was good, and she showed like some heart and willingness to scrap, and she looked more comfortable than the last fights I had seen her fight in.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's for sure. She made some.
Her confidence seems there, so I'm gonna pick her by TKO round 2.
Got it. So Ryan, what were your thoughts behind making this for the belt? Right, the girls both only have a couple of fights. Why did you think it was important to put the women's championship on the line for this fight?
I think it's good for I think it's great for women's MMA to kind of get those belts going. I feel like Jada was deserving. We had her on the Five Family podcast, and you were pushing for her to get a title shot. I thought it was acceptable. After the event, she's calling me out on the mic, so I told her we're gonna make that title fight. But I think it's earned and deserved. And the girl she's fighting is really tough. It's good. 2 high-level girls at the Rising Stars division, so I thought it was important to have that card. I want to get the women's division rolling a little bit more in UNF.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the fans like it, and I think it's a good fight.
Well, I think also this card is the first time we're going to have 2 women's fights on a card, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no. I'm excited for the women to scrap it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next bout. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into Stone Lavelle versus Bryce, or should we do Desmond versus Badai Quiros? Which one you want to do?
Let's go Desmond.
Let's go.
Versus Badai Quiros.
All right.
So Desmond Alvarado, he was actually our flyweight champ prior to you. He vacated. He ended up fighting internationally, right? Great, super talented guy. What are your thoughts on Desmond?
Yeah, Desmond is a good fighter. Like he's a good wrestler too. For like this fight, I think this too much easy fight for Desmond. But I think this guy fighting in Israel, yes, last time. Yeah.
1 day notice.
37 years old or 36.
Oh, he fought Israel?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, Israel finished him.
Yeah. I think it's very easy fight for Desmond.
Yeah.
Very easy.
How does Desmond get it done?
First round, submission.
Okay. Call him first round submission, Desmond Alvarado.
Yeah, I call first round submission.
Are you just copying Pargev, bro?
No. I mean,
thoughts here?
the thing is, Israel fought this guy on 1 day notice. Like literally we were training on a Thursday. Georgie came into the gym.
One
He
day
said,
notice?
Yeah, Georgie came into the gym. He said, "Hey, tomorrow."
For this Sapernik, call me 15 minutes before I go.
Georgie came into the gym and he was like, "Hey, tomorrow go weigh in." And he was like, "For what?" He's like, "You're fighting this guy."
And
He's like, "Oh, all right."
Which weight? 35?
25.
25?
Or catch weight, 30, 130.
30?
Yeah.
And he's cutting in one day, how many? 15 pounds?
Who, Israel?
Yeah.
Cut nothing.
Yeah.
They weighed in at 35, so he didn't cut
Yeah.
anything.
In normal life, he's weighing 35.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was 35 to 40.
Oh, okay.
He's gaining weight though. He's on that
He's
high
bulking.
protein diet. Strength and conditioning. He's getting pretty strong.
Yeah.
But no, his weight's going up. I think it was like he was also like he was sick that week too, I think too. So he was like sick and naturally was like a couple pounds less. We had trained like twice that day before. And then he went in there, he dropped him first combo, and then he second round came back out and George was like, "Dude, just finish him." Like he's too respectful of them on the ground. And then in the second round he came out and just smashed him and TKO'd him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're expecting a lot of Desmond Alvarado, right? He's
he's
super talented guy.
credentialed.
I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if he's proved anything in the Rising Stars amateur ranks, is that he's destined, to win fights and go on a run. He's yet to taste defeat in competition. I mean, maybe some grappling tournaments and jiu-jitsu, but as far as MMA, he's like 9-0.
Yeah.
So I think, there's probably a lot of weight on his shoulders
Did
too.
he
though,
get
to
his
keep
black belt in jiu-jitsu recently too?
I don't think so.
No, he's brown belt.
Yeah.
I remember Rayshon's like, "Hey, why you putting my debut against a brown belt?"
How years he's trained grappling?
Desmond?
Yeah.
Oh,
His dad's like a
black belt.
jiu-jitsu
his dad's an
black belt,
OG
yeah.
jiu-jitsu guy, owns his own school. He's been training since he was a
I
little
always
kid.
said him versus you is like my dream matchup in UNF.
Yeah.
You versus Desmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great one.
Yeah. The best fighting the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, it sounds like you guys are both going with Desmond.
Yeah.
Desmond, yeah. First round.
First round smash is what your guys are calling for. Is it even, you guys calling this even close? What would the odds be on this one, Jason?
Something outlandish. They used to
like-
say something outlandish right now. Negative 1,400.
Probably just negative. Negative.
Negative.
Well, maybe Badai's going to shock everyone and come out and
He
see
does
what
have sneaky stuff on the ground. Like his grappling isn't slouchy. He's just out of shape.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the thing that I think. Like I think he's just not in that peak where Desmond's going to come in like hungry, ready to kill, and this guy's in the latter stages of his career. So.
Well, do you think the bright lights will get to Desmond at all?
No.
Nah, he's
Make
already-
his pro debut, big lights, big stage?
No.
Not at all.
He could wear some sunglasses. He'll be good.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Desmond is not too much active in like media.
No, Desmond, it's funny. No, he's just a quiet, to himself kind of guy, right? He just focuses on his training. He doesn't like the whole social media stuff. Doesn't like the
I
interviews.
focus my training too, but in this game, you not need just train,
Well,
You need selfie.
you make a
Yeah.
good point. No,
2025, bro. No, you need,
It's 2025.
no, I
you need
mean,
media too.
No,
Dana White and any UFC, any big organization, he sort of like interest fighter.
Agreed.
Okay, you win 10 fights and you have 5 friends. He's coming for your fight. Yeah, this is not seriously. You need more media.
Yeah.
Like any people search like you need Sean O'Malley. He's not good fighter.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Hold on.
I say. He's not perfect fighter.
No,
but,
not perfect, yes.
But he's interest people.
Yeah.
And UFC, okay, you interest, more people coming for your fight. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3 fight, you go title fight. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'll say Sean O'Malley's a good fighter, but you're 100% right. This game is not just how good you are at fighting and just showing up on fight night and just fighting.
Yeah.
You got to try to be marketable. You got to be on social media. You got to push people to, give people a reason to want to watch you fight outside of just your skills. Now, skills do pay the bills, but the more the media you do, the more you put yourself out there, the better opportunities you'll get, the faster you'll get them, and the more success you'll have. So you're 100% right. Besides, Sean O'Malley is a decent fighter for sure. And yeah.
Well, I think that's important. I mean, you have to be a brand inside the cage, right, Jason, and outside the cage, right? You've got to build a strong fan base. You got to be able to, sell tickets. You got to be able to attract sponsors. So I do believe that, that's a key component to get into the big show.
Yeah, it's like I just try and go home, get home from practice. I'm like, let me post something funny, keep people interested. And, you know,
But your fan base has grown.
Yeah, even if you're 0-3, people still tune in if they think you're cool.
Well, you're not 1-3 anymore.
Yeah.
Like you tell Desmond, like not active in media, but he's focused in training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am active in media and I am focused too in training.
Yeah.
Same focus.
Only takes an hour a day to make
Same
like,
focus.
Yeah.
real
Not
posts.
hour, bro. 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This is not too much time, you know. Okay. You eat, let's go one post, and after you continue. That's it.
No, I think
need
it's really
just,
true. But I
here.
think that social media also, a lot of people are against it, right? It sucks you in. So, you know, some people dig it and they understand the importance. And I think others just aren't big fans of it.
Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
I always think like you could just have somebody run your Instagram for you. Even if it's like a family member or something, be like, hey, take a picture of me, post it on Instagram and just say, hey, this or that. And I'm always like, how are you going to sell tickets? Like, because the only way I usually ever sell tickets is like post it on my Instagram and stuff. It's the only way people ever know. Because I'm too like ADHD'd out to like remember to text people and be like, hey, my fight's coming up, by the way. So if I just post it on Instagram, everybody I know can see it and then hit me up that way.
You have a media, any big organization, you need just 4 or 5 fights. After you enter any organization, you don't have a media, you need 10 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, talking about Desmond a little bit, like he's got a very good family network behind him.
Yeah.
You know, his dad is super pushing him. So I think once he makes his pro debut, I think this will be a focus for them.
Yeah.
I don't think they've really seen the purpose or the need leading up to this, but I think after he makes his pro debut, I could see them putting it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect.
He's another one that I think
he's
has
a good fighter. I respect.
Yeah,
he's a respectable guy.
No, 100% respect. I think he again is another person that can make it to the big show. I really do.
Well, this next fight I'm actually really, really excited about. I know I was saying Byron Valle versus Arshag was going to be my fight of the night, or fight I'm looking forward to most. As soon as I saw this one, though, I'm like, this one stylistically for me is just really fun. Christopher London versus David Rivera. Christopher London's making his pro debut. Tall, lanky, rangy Muay Thai fighter who's now training at Syndicate along with Matador MMA, but doing a lot of stuff to really improve his game and be a polished fighter. David Rivera from Classic Fight Team, beast in itself, just got a win over a top prospect his last fight. Tough fight that he came out on top. That fight's going to be fireworks, I think. What do you guys think about that one?
Is that 55?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Christopher London's going to make 155.
Yeah. It's like Kessler being at 125.
He's been posting a lot, you know, on IG about his diet and shit like that.
Dude, he's like 6'5".
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy
muscular
cut.
too. Yeah, it's he's huge. Like I remember seeing him the first time. I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually fucking. Like when he fought D Simone, they were like standing next to each other, and it was like there was a definite large height discrepancy. As long as he's laying off that MILF milk, then he should be good with his weight.
No, Christopher London was on a reality show, Pargev, called MILF Manor.
You heard about this?
Yeah. Crazy fight. Like David Rivera, this last fight, he win my friend, my brother Hamza. But in this case, Hamza Hamza is ready for this fight. Yeah, but I coming in training, I train maybe 30 minutes, yes, like 10 minutes shadow boxing or something, pad work with Karen, 15 minutes, and that's it. And Hamza, last 4 days, he's trained all training, like 1.5 hours, 2 hours. And I tell him, Hamza, you not need this one. Okay, you finish your camp, you need now like little bit break. And he's train more. He's trained every time 3 times.
Yeah.
I trained 2 times. He trained 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I tell Hamza, you not need this too much pressure. In the fight, you feel it's not good. And he's broke arm. And now he's come back. He start little bit training. But for Christopher, this hard fight, very hard. First fight is good opponent. 2-0. But I see last fight, Christopher, he's tall and he's have a good kicks, flexible kicks. He's have good hands. You see last his knockout.
Yeah, it was,
jab. Yeah,
it was a jab, like a step back, switch, jab. I don't even know. It was something.
Yeah, it was like
funky.
a split jab.
Yeah, it's very nice. I think Christopher win this fight. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
See,
told. Yeah.
I think it's you
He's
got to give
told
props to
and
Christopher
he's-
London. Oh, sorry.
if Christopher's on his game, I mean, just if he can make 155 and be healthy, he's going to be a stylistic nightmare for anyone, realistically.
But that's
I mean, it's
a
just
really tough challenge, for your debut,
Oh,
fighting
yeah,
somebody
for
like
debut,
David
David
Rivera.
Rivera is a
Hard.
dog.
For the
Yeah.
I think it's just the sizing that's going to be interesting about this one. You know?
Yeah. I think it's whoever brings their A game to this fight. It's going to be.
London is not.
I think Rivera is definitely going to be able to test London's chin. It's just going to be how often can he get to it?
Rivera's proven that he could take damage. Also, Hamza was lighting him up in that fight. Right. I think at the end of the day, he took a lot of damage. Hamza was lighting him up.
I went to the Classic Fight Team and saw them like doing some not sparring, but drilling, but like some live drilling. There's some dogs over there, man. I think everyone
Classic Fight Team.
Everyone in that room
top-notch
could
team.
take some fucking damage. I'll tell you that much. But they know how to give it too. So I'm really excited. But Chris, what are? Oh, sorry, not Chris. Jason, what are the keys to victory for London when you really like break this fight down?
Keeping his range, not overcommitting to anything and sacrificing his range and dictating the pace of the fight.
Yeah.
If he lets David Rivera, I mean, David Rivera, when he fought Hamza Trot, he kind of let Hamza set the pace and then just counter off that pace. But his cardio proved to be good.
Yeah.
So as long as Christopher London can control from the outside, like keep his lead hand active, keep that jab active, and then also keep his teeps and his kicks good too, and then just like effectively work his counters and have good timing and confidence, then I think he'll win.
His victory, Christopher, this distance, and Rivera key, he need close distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's basically a battle of like, is he going to be able to close that range on Christopher London, and is he going to be able to land some shots? And then, but I could see it going to a decision and being like a really close fight,
I could see it being close too.
or just ending in a moment.
That's crazy. I could see the same thing.
Close fight, I think decision, Christopher.
Okay,
going
so
London?
you're taking Christopher.
I'll take Christopher London.
Really?
Yeah.
29,
like it.
28.
I just think he's so big, like for lightweight, like he's so tall, and his striking
Yeah.
is
And he's
very
tall,
good.
Yeah.
very tall.
He knows how to use his length for his striking.
Yeah.
Listen, I think anybody that could get a win and go toe to toe with Hamza Trad, I don't know.
No,
Somebody
it's gonna be-
very,
It's
very
like negative 125 plus 125.
It's I honestly think it's like an even
Yeah, it's an even.
fight. Honestly, on paper, you probably give the odds realistically to David Rivera, but stylistically, man. But let's see, it's Christopher London's first time doing 5-minute rounds.
But
It's true.
Going
But
to
what's
55.
crazy, think about the fights we've just talked about so far. We've gone through what, 10 fights maybe?
Yeah, right around.
Think about how high level these fights are.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
It's not the same without Pargev on the card and Jason on the card, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
This is true.
All right, well let's get into it. Next fight, Brittany Victoria versus Kiana Montenegro. Jason, this is your teammate fighting, no?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, how's the
Kiana's
training
our
camp been?
newest fighter out of OG, but I've trained with her for a long time. She's been working hard. She's been dedicated, and I think she has like her last fight before that was like maybe like 2.5 years ago, and she kind of took some time and just like just been like still active competing, but got really into jiu-jitsu, got really into the kickboxing, striking, and venturing out because she already has like 10 fights and she's close to my age, like 24, 25. And she's been training hard, like we push her, and when you come to OG and you want to fight, like you got to be put through that ringer, and we've pushed her through all those tests, and she's passed through all those tests, and I think she's motivated and excited, and I think she's going to do good because she comes into the gym and she could put the paws on a lot of the dudes. She's got a lot of experience. She was a Camo State champion.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to do good. I think she's going to do great.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
For Kenan, she's Camo champion, in amateur. Yeah.
145.
She's have a good amateur career, but Brittany, she's my teammate, and she's have a maybe over 10 maybe pro fight.
Yeah, I think she has 5, unless maybe somewhere like
Yeah, more.
Yeah,
more.
okay.
Yeah, and she's have a very good experience, and she's every fight like this just hard fight. You see, last fight in Upnext fighting.
yeah, she
She
fought.
fought a tough Autumn Norton.
Fight. I see.
An amazing fighter, yeah.
You know, this is experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brittany.
Yeah.
Teammate versus teammate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jason
You
versus
guys are
Pargev.
going head to head. Pargev versus Jason right now.
No, I think I definitely, obviously, I'm gonna go with Kiana. He's gonna go with Brittany. But, I think she's been training hard. She's ready. And I think now she's confident. She knows the fight's coming.
And both ladies are really interesting too, right? Like Brittany's an entrepreneur. She runs multiple businesses. And then I think Kiana's a teacher, right?
She's like a daycare preschool teacher.
Yeah.
Brittany, she's like fight.
She likes it?
Yeah, she's like just fight.
Yeah. I loved it because when we interviewed her, she's like, yeah, man, used to back in the streets, I used to grab chicks by their hair and, hit them. But, we're going to do something different in the cage.
She's done rolling around the dirt with these hoes.
Yeah, I don't like rolling around in the dirt with these hoes either. I'd rather maybe roll around in grass.
Yeah. The grass is all itchy and stuff though, but I feel you. I mean,
all right, Pargev, do
dirt.
you have a prediction how Brittany gets it done and when?
Experience. For me, experience and maybe second round submission. No, second round TKO. Sorry,
Okay.
TKO.
What time?
I don't know.
Let's say
Maybe half rounds.
I'd say second round TKO for Kiana, 1 second before the half of the round.
Okay.
That's very detailed prediction by the
Very
Hawk.
detailed. All right, well.
Oh, here's one that I'm looking forward to. Sunny versus Sahar, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I really was happy when we made that fight, but I'm even happier now because we had them at, Sunny didn't come to Content Day, but we had Sahar at Content Day. And you told him, look in that camera and give your opponent a message. And he said, Sunny, you're not the one.
Yeah.
Now we posted that on social media. Sunny was pissed off. All his fans were tripping in and it caused this drama. But I do think that's motivating Sunny even more to come out and try to, turn Sahar's lights out. Jason, Pargev, what do you guys think on the matchup? I think my initial thoughts are Sunny definitely has a striking advantage. But
yeah, without a doubt.
Sahar could try to work it against the cage, work at some wrestling, and kind of play that route. What are you guys thinking about the matchup?
I don't know. I think Sunny's going to probably knock him out.
Really?
Ooh. Yeah. Prediction, quickly knock out Sunny.
I just think Sahar, especially I watched his last fight. I'm sure because I know he's training at pugilist now. I don't know where he was training before.
Are you talking shit about the
last fight?
I'm not talking. I'm saying a good
He
thing.
was last fight in Adrian.
What's that?
Adrian.
Sunny was last fight.
Yeah.
And then, but Sahar, his first couple fights he watched, he was very wild with his striking. I can only assume now that he's been at pugilist for a while now that it's going to be better.
Getting better, yeah.
But Sunny has good striking, has kickboxing fights. He had his last fight with Edrin, and it wasn't stopped on his own accord. His nose got hurt, and the doctor didn't want it to continue. But Edrin looked good in that fight too. But I think it's easy to get good at defending shots in a fight when you have the striking advantage, especially if they're not set up super clean. I don't know if Sahar has the best setups for his takedowns, maybe just get it to the wall, try and clinch, and then drop down to a double. And I think Sunny trains at Black House, so he's gonna have he's gonna be ready. They have a bunch of good wrestlers there, so I think he's gonna be ready, trained, and I think he's gonna be motivated off his last loss. Because I've been in the warm up room with him when he's warming up for his fights, and he's cracking the pads, and he comes out and he hits hard.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
It's if you come out there wild with him and he catches you with a counter, it might be night.
Yeah.
Okay, I see Sunny fight and I train with him in Black House. I have one or two times sparring with him. He's a good striker, but he don't have wrestling.
Oh, he has no wrestling, is what you're saying. So it's gonna be a battle of striker versus wrestler.
That could change things. Yeah. Nobody check.
Whoever implements their will.
Nobody check his grappling, brother.
What?
Nobody check his grappling.
No one check his grappling.
Grappling, okay. But I don't know. I work with him, and I don't see wrestling or grappling. And with Sahara, he's wrestler. Yes, I respect all guy, but maybe Sahara is win this fight in decision. He pressure more Sunny in takedown.
I think yes.
Anytime.
You're right. Sahara has to pressure this fight because if he stays if he lets Sunny get comfortable on the feet, I don't think it's just not a recipe for him to win.
Sahara not need stay in one position and work striking or something in stand up. He need just take ground and I say anytime okay, you perfect kickboxer, you perfect striker, but just one time, your opponent take you down. That's it. You lose your striking, you lose your jab, your kicks, your low kicks. You know, you need just go out.
Yeah.
And I think I respect all guy, but I think Sahara win this fight in decision.
So you're going Sahar decision.
Sahara
you go
keeps
Sonny by
resting.
knockout.
I go Sonny knockout or TKO. Round,
All right.
round 2.
Well, what are your thoughts on the fight?
I like the fight that's been going on social media. I'm kind of a fan when guys are chirping back and forth and the shenanigans online.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like it. Hypes up the fight a little bit. The fans get engaged. I think you just got to kind of find that balance. I think, you know, as long as the fighters don't get negatively impacted by it mentally, I think it's a balance.
As long as they don't let it cloud them and they come in, if somebody comes in clouded by that social media talk and the hype.
Yeah, because one thing about Sahar, bro, he answers every comment. Like, these guys will chirp at him, he answers. Do you think that's a good thing to answer these people?
It depends what it does to you. Like, some people can let it fuel them in the proper way. Some people let it just run on their mind all day and make it a negative thing. I really think it just depends on the person. Like, I think Jason could go through and comment to all his haters and he'd be perfectly fine. I don't think it'd make a difference.
It's just funny to me. It's not like
exactly, but it depends on who you are and how you take it. But I do like. Obviously follow both guys on social media. They're both like very, very dedicated right now. Like, they're putting the work in every single day. So,
I think Sonny feels like he has something to prove. Again, I mean, he lost to Edrin. I mean, that's a tough fight for him to take. Edrin has a lot of experience, but I feel Sonny's got something to prove.
I think also speaks to, like, you know, how good Sonny is and how much his team believes in him. Yeah, he didn't get the job done, but for your second fight, to fight Edrin, got to be very confident in your skills and, like, you know who you are as a fighter. So I'm excited. You know, Sahar, how that fight got made. Sahar really called for the fight with Sonny.
Really?
So he wanted that fight, and now we're here. Sahar said he wasn't the one, and on May 31st, we find out who the one is. So.
Sonny need distance, like more work with striking. Sahara he's need just wrestle with him.
Yeah, I do believe if Sahara's path to victory is the grappling, wrestling, clinch. It's Sonny keeps that distance.
1.5 rounds, and after that's it, maybe.
Okay. All right. I like it. Next fight.
Sam versus Blair, Ryan.
Sam versus Blair. Well, both these guys are finishers.
Yeah.
Huge guys fighting at light heavyweight. Don't blink for this one. Really excited for it. Blair's fought for UNF. He's undefeated at UNF.
Yeah.
Had a vicious win over Jake Babian. I forgot what show, but earlier show.
Yeah, he demolished Jake, and I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Oh, no one saw that coming. But, I mean, start to finish pretty much. Like, he was just putting it on him. He also fought Emmanuel, you want to say his last name? I'm stuck with last name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lidzo.
No,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Lidzo.
Something like that.
Alidzo.
Yeah.
Alidzo.
Anyways, another monster, but he won a pretty dominant decision there too.
Yeah.
So let's see what he brings. But Sam Fournier, I've seen a couple of his fights debut with UNF. Long rangey striker as well that could put anyone's lights out. So I'm excited for that one too. You guys have any insight or anything on that fight?
I don't see like both guys. I don't see his fight. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just pick one, Pargev. Pick one out of the blue.
Look, if you want to see how they look, they're up there.
Maybe Sannoh?
Okay. Pargev's going with Sam. How's he going to win since you know so much about him?
Decision.
Okay, decision.
I don't know this guy, brother. You know this guy? You see his fight?
Black shorts, white guy. White shorts, black guy. You ever seen that UFC clip?
No.
Oh, yeah, Joe Rogan.
No, I think I'll go with Sannoh, dude. If you could take down the bar baby and you could take down them all.
Yeah. Look, I think Blair's, 2-0 in the up next cage. It'll be nice to have, Sam under the UNF lights and just see what kind of goes down.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blair, though. He's a U.S. veteran. He served in the Navy, just retired. So,
hell yeah.
Shout out. Appreciate his service.
I'm just thinking about what some people say at the office around here, making me laugh. Anyways, okay, let's go. Let's just see if Hakobyan versus Steven Chavez.
Okay.
I think both guys,
I think I know where you're going, Pargev.
both guys need a win in this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
My Armenian banda here.
Yeah.
Well, they both
The
need to win.
Armenian bond runs thick.
No, for sure. I get it. But, Sevak needs a good comeback, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Stefakin, by the way, I just want to say he's so talented. 19 years old, I think, very young.
Yeah.
He has a world ahead of him. But, Jason, that's, you did get a viral knockout against him at the last show. What does he have to do, here to build that confidence back and get that W?
Ironically, I think he's probably one of the best strikers I fought. Just by the way, tell by his movement and just by, the way he came out. And everything I've heard about him, I've heard that he's uber talented. He just needs to not let that shake him and just stay confident and just believe in himself. As long as he just keeps training hard, keeps getting ready and just progressing, then he's gonna do great things because he's young too. He's 19, so he's still growing and evolving. And one loss isn't really gonna set him back. I mean, his first fight he dominated. So
yeah.
I think after last fight with Jason, Sevak start training more, and he's need victory now. I think Sevak win this fight. His finish in TKO. Yeah.
You got Sevak TKO. Bro, you're gonna go against the bank?
I can't go against the bank. That's my boy. I have nothing but respect for Sevak. I think he's a great and uber talented, but I'm gonna take the bank by aura farming. I think he's just gonna come in there with a lot of aura, good walkout song, good vibes, good dancing.
I think you should corner him for that fight.
I thought about it. I thought about asking him, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd.
Teammate Chavez or
No.
No, just a good friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually it was part of his get out of jail fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason and I were the ones that he went, he's big on social media, and then he went dark on social media. He was down in Mexico. So Jason and I tracked him down. He ended up being in jail. So
Free the bank.
free the bank. Yeah.
It's, it's a tale as old as time.
He's an interesting guy, Pargev. If you should follow him. But if he went on a high-speed chase where the cops were chasing him and it was on
I'll
television.
send you the video after this.
Yeah, he's a crazy dude, bro.
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah, but he's a super
I think he's gonna need that
duper
craziness
nice guy.
though to get the job done against Sevak. He's gonna need to bring out the crazy.
Yeah, that's a tough match.
Seth Coleman versus Stephen Kilim. We got to sit down with them, do a face-off with them. Let's get your thoughts first before we get into the.
Look, I'm looking forward to Stefan and Knifeface getting in the cage. I think, number one, this will be one of the most entertaining fights of the night. I think both of these guys go for it. There's going to be blood. I think it's going to be super entertaining.
Yeah.
Who comes out on top? I'm not going to call that. I'll leave that to you, Jason, and you, Pargev. But I think it's going to be a really good fight. And they both have a bunch of tattoos. And Knifeface has a knife.
Yeah,
on his face.
I mean, the real question here is Stefan going to be able to come into this fight with his nipple piercings on?
No, he's not. It's actually against the rules.
Okay.
Can't do that.
That changes a lot of things for me.
Wait, can you tell me what does it change exactly? Can we get into it? What does it change?
Just like sexiness, just like who's going to be hotter in there.
Have you ever thought about getting your nipples pierced?
No, honestly,
No, okay, good.
I'm more of the innocent kind of guy. I'm more of just a handsome, clean cut guy, and I think he's a bad boy. Look at him.
I work with
Stefan.
Stefan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I work with him in Black House in sparring.
I think he's from Brazil.
He is.
Yeah.
He's from Brazil. Because my friend, one of my best friends, Sebastian Perry, had a jiu-jitsu match against him.
Yeah, he's a good guy, but he's same position. He needs to train with wrestling.
Yeah.
This guy, I see his fight. Yeah.
He fights like a madman, to be
Fights like
honest.
he comes out. He comes out to brawl.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see his fight. Two crazy fighters. I think.
It's knife versus nipple.
I think Coleman.
Yeah?
Fight, yeah.
Seth Knifeface Coleman. That's who Pargev's going with.
Coleman.
I feel like Knifeface just has it. He has momentum going for him, and I don't think Stefan. He's like 0-2, but he's fought like two guys who fought for Camo State titles.
Yeah, no, he's fought two really tough guys. So that's why I even saw it. I was like, okay, this fight makes sense.
Yeah. But I'm gonna pick a Knifeface, just because he can't wear his nipple piercings in there, and I think that was really going to be a deciding factor.
That was
missed
one of his
this
keys
fight,
to victory.
So you guys are both rocking with Seth?
Yeah.
Knifeface?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool because we sat down with him and they're going to come try to take each other's heads off, but there's a lot of respect between them. They're actually kind of similar in a couple ways.
Very much alike. I think they're going to hang out and party with each other after for sure. They just strike me as those kinds of guys.
Yeah.
If he puts his nipple piercings back on, it might get crazy.
Well, I feel, Jason, I feel like there's like this weird thing with you and his nipple piercings.
Well, I saw him and I was just like blown away. It was like the media day pictures. Well, first the shirt said biggest micro penis in the world.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
And I was
great.
like, well, how big can it get? Because after a certain point, it's no longer a micro penis. So
No, he's an interesting guy, bro. He talks about going cougar hunting and yeah, he's a very interesting guy.
We should like, maybe one day I could just go film him and see what he does on a night. I think it'd be some good content.
Yeah, that'd be some interesting content.
Yeah,
come to his house, he's like, I'm on the way to the gym. He just rolls out on a unicycle.
I think loser has to get their nipples pierced now for this podcast.
Yeah. For us? Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not even telling Parker to do it. I don't want to get beat up. Jason, you get nipples pierced.
Pargas will smash you right.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
All right, next fight. Okay, Arshak Torosyan versus Justin Cantorna.
Ryu.
Yeah, Ryu. Yeah, that's
Ryu's
went by
a
Ryu.
dog.
He is a dog, right?
Yeah, Ryu's good. Ryu's very, very skilled striker.
Armenian Banda here.
Show it to the camera.
That one.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. We know where Parkev's going again.
Ryu trains at XFit, trains with Gator. He actually just fought in a Muay Thai tournament. He fought twice in one night.
Yeah.
And he
Saw
won,
that.
right?
Yeah, he dominated both fights.
Yeah.
So he came out and he is a very crisp boxer and he has good wrestling. I saw Arshak's first fight. He was a little wild, but he comes to fight and he comes to fight hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ryu is a very he's one of those guys you meet and he's very calm and he's very chill and he's just a super nice guy. But he trains hard and he trains with intent. And I think he's really smart. So I think I'd pick him by TKO.
Yeah, Ryu's also, he has a win over Max Tucker, who I think is really good with a lot of potential.
That was a proving grounds. I heard
were you
that
there?
fight. I wasn't there, but from what I heard, like that was an incredible fight.
Yeah. Max Tucker has.
You say Justin
sick striking.
TKO?
Yeah, he's going with Ryu Cantorna.
And isn't Max Tucker like 6 feet tall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's also really tall, bantamweight.
Guys, I support my all Armenian brothers. Yeah, but
Up there.
I support
him.
all my Armenian brother, but I live here 3.5 years, and I like USA too, guys. It's a very good country. I respect all people, all nationality. He's have a USA give me good chance and good life. I love USA too, guys. Yeah.
And we love you, Pargev.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think Arshak win this fight. I see his first fight. He's a good fighter. He anytime like he pressure anytime your opponent. I think he's win this fight.
Okay, so he's going with Arshak.
Yeah.
Ryu.
Ooh.
All right, so they got some different picks, so someone's going to have to
Yeah,
win.
somebody's going to win that $300.
All right.
All right, last fight. Jay Jordan versus John Chandler.
Okay, well, I'm happy we got John Chandler a fight. His
Yeah.
last fight,
Oh,
Axel.
you remember what happened Chandler's fight?
Oh, Axel, dude, bro.
Oh,
So I'm chilling there.
here we go.
Oh, yeah, you were there. You fought on that card.
I was all waiting. I was just chilling, waiting. John Chandler comes storming out. He goes, fucking Axel, bro. Axel came in. Axel walked up to him and he said, I'm 5 pounds over. I don't give a fuck. That's what he said to him. Right to
Really?
his face.
He
Yeah.
pulled the Malibu gangster on him?
Yeah, he pulled the Malibu gangster. He said, catch me on the PCH and I'll slap you in your fucking face. And I would have trembled. I would have trembled for sure. But John Chandler stood his ground. He said, brother, he said, I'm a 45er. I'm meeting you halfway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to meet you the whole way there at 55. And, you know, it is what it is. You miss weight. As long as it doesn't happen again, it's all good. But it was disappointing that fight didn't go through, especially because me and Isaac had to fight back to back after that. So I was just back there warming up by myself.
Yeah.
Because there was no buffer in between.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. But then, yeah, I was just like, damn, that sucks. John Chandler he's a really good grappler. He was on the USA grappling team. He's pretty big in 10th Planet. I think he's at the OCRTC now. But he's a good wrestler and he's a good submission threat. I've seen some of his other fights. I think the main thing is if he's comfortable with his striking now or not. The last fight I saw, he did not look that comfortable with his striking. That was my only concern. But if he can get you down, he's going to be a better grappler than most of the amateur guys that he faces.
Yeah.
What do you think, Pargev?
Okay, I don't see his fight, never, but I see this guy.
Jordan's Jace.
Yeah,
Fought Brendan
he's
Farnsworth.
for left side. Yeah,
Yeah.
his ear is broken. Finish submission. Yeah.
You know, I mean, John Chandler has great ground game, and I think he's going to be a top, like, he's a top prospect, or he has a lot of potential. But the thing about this fight is Jordan has fought Brendan Farnsworth, someone who's, I'm not going to say their grappling and their submissions are similar, but they're both high level. Mm-hmm. And Jordan did really good against Brendan. He defended the takedowns really well. I don't think Brendan even had a submission attempt, maybe won the whole fight. And he has cardio and he could take a shot. So I don't know who's going to win. I know it's going to be a great fight, though, and both guys are battle tested for this fight. So it's actually really exciting.
Left side Chandler, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Left side Chandler. Jay Jordan, I mean, really impressed me in his fight against Farnsworth. Like,
listen,
he took some damage, gave
Farnsworth
some
has fought
damage.
Isaac
It was
Enriquez.
a back and forth fight.
Weston Quiros.
Yeah.
There's one more name, I think. Whoever. Two of the top guys in the state.
Yeah.
He did more damage to them than both Weston and Isaac Enriquez.
It's true.
So it's not always about like the name and the record to say the rising stars, right? It's like matchups, styles and matchups mean something. So I'm really excited for this one. And I can't wait.
Yeah.
Also,
Hopefully everything goes well for Chandler because I was a little pissed about his fight falling out.
If it's bad luck, you don't have to worry about Jordan missing weight.
No.
Jay missing weight.
It's class act.
Yeah. The guys from Uprise are awesome to work with. And
Yeah.
Good. But yeah, I mean, look, dude, you guys see all these fights, man. This card's stacked.
Yeah.
Just
All right, so what's
Pargev
your
and
official
Jason.
prediction? Who you going with for sure? Chandler.
Chandler, yeah.
Yeah,
You going with Chandler too?
Yeah.
Guys, you see 29 fights in Khabib, yes? Like he don't have a striking. He just finished one time in the striking, yeah, in UFC.
Yeah.
And that's it. But he's legend,
Yeah.
And he's take any opponent down and he's finished 1, 2, 3 rounds, and after he stand up, I'm done. And Khabib, he's just start,
Yeah.
He's control. Khabib comfort. He punch and he stay have energy, but the other guys in the ground is too heavy, guys. I think in MMA, wrestler anytime have a big chance for the win.
But I think I have to agree with you. I think wrestling is the most dominant base.
Yeah.
But like you were bringing up earlier, you got to be well rounded. It's mixed martial arts, yeah?
Yeah.
Striking, wrestling, grappling, all that
Striking
stuff.
important too.
Yeah.
Do you any good wrestler? He need just 1.5 or 2 years, and he learn striking.
Yeah.
But not any striker learn wrestling in
Yeah,
1.5
it's true.
2
No,
years.
that is true.
So you think
Wrestling is too hard.
I
so
think
you
it's
think wrestling's the best base to
Yes,
have?
and wrestling is
I think it's
hard.
easier to also fill the gap with striking as opposed to with
Wrestling
wrestling.
is hard in the sport,
It takes way longer to get good at wrestling than it does to get good at striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With striking, you could get really good in 2 to 3 years, and in grappling and wrestling, it'd take you 10 years, and you still
10
feel like you
years
don't
on,
know anything.
and up. Yeah.
Yeah, you've wrestled since you were how old?
In 9 years
Nine.
wrestling, yes, and here 3.5 years grappling, 12.5 years old.
So guys,
grappling.
we've got all the picks locked in for the event. Do you want to change any of your picks, Pargev? You sticking with all your same picks?
Same.
Not going to change? Same. What about you? Are you
Yeah.
thinking twice, bro? You want to change anything? You feel good? $300 online. You could probably. How many bottles of Hennessy can you buy with $300?
3, maybe. Well, it depends what size. I
Yeah, it
think.
depends what size. If you get like the basic size, you could probably get like 6.
Okay.
The LeBron ones, you could get 6 LeBron Hennessy's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to change any of your picks or?
I think I'm settled with my picks. I don't like to second guess
Okay.
because then I
Same.
like to third guess if I second guess.
All right, so you guys will be at the event. You're going to watch all the fights live at the event. And then Monday after the event, we're going to sit down again and we're going to recap the show. And then we'll see who's better,
Yep.
Pargev or Jason Jones. Who wins that $300? Anything else we should want to throw out there, Ryan?
No, I'm just really excited for the card. I think the card's honestly stacked top to bottom. And we'll be, joining again for the after.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at this card, Jason, like, especially on the regional scene, the quality of the fights. I mean,
Definitely.
who does better fights than Up Next, bro? Say no one. Say
It's
no
on
one.
the tip of my tongue.
Is it the UF?
UFC.
No, there's
Backyard Squabbles.
Friendly Fade Factory is up there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just, I'll let you guys in on an inside secret. I was talking with Chris earlier. We're looking to sign death sentence to a 10-year deal. and the UNF cage.
I didn't know about that.
100 fights, $100 million.
Well, Ryan, you're being replaced. Jason Jones is coming on board with UNF. We're pushing you out. Jason's coming in.
I think on paper I own this thing.
This is true, bro.
As of today, my name has been legally changed to Ryan Buckner.
Yeah, you don't want to be. You can take it, bro. Please take it. You can have it.
Pargev, anything else to add?
And last thing, guys, I respect all guys, all fighter. This is hard way. This is every time you train every time, and me, I train every time. I know this is not easy. I respect all guy. This is just my I see I need I like this style. I say like Arsha, and that's it. This is just respect. Respect all guys.
Just have your opinion.
Good luck, guys.
We went through the fights, but definitely respect to all the fighters.
Yeah.
And has the courage to get in there, especially all the fighters that are fighting with UNF.
Yeah.
We definitely respect you guys all. Can't wait for them to put on a show for sure.
Not injury. Finish your fight and go home for your family.
Yeah, I think we all agree. Anybody that has the courage to get in that cage and train as hard as these guys do, all the respect in the world to everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, we're looking forward to having an amazing event, you guys. Looking forward to sitting back down again with you and see who wins.
Yeah.
Pargev, the Armenian soldier, or Jason the Hawk Jones? Who do you think is going to win, Ryan? You have any clue? Can you call it now?
I'm going to go.
Put it on the record now,
I'm going
Ryan.
with Jason.
Oh, Pargev.
The bank.
Because he picked the bank?
Yeah. No, I don't know. All right, I'm going to go Jason. You go with Pargev. Deal? Okay.
My brother.
Loser has to do 100 push-ups on the next podcast.
Sounds good. I love you, brother. The champion.
I love you.
No, you don't love him. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sitting with us. This is going to be fun.
Dope.
Cool.
Thank you
guys.
Thank you, guys.